Aloha everyone, how's it going? Jonathan here in the Zen Zone on the Fritz, and I wanted to wish y'all a beautiful day with some very high frequency, high vibration ideas that you can plant inside your subconscious mind and let it percolate a little bit, load that thing up, light it, and then see what happens inside of your life when you do these things, because what we're going to be talking about today is healing and releasing karmic attachments, things that have been attached to your soul, to your life, to your mind, and things that have been in your karmic field, which I'm going to explain a little bit more about, that once you take care of this shit, like once you heal the wounds and you actually do the work, that you will actually gain access to new levels of energy, open up new doorways of opportunity that never existed before, and access new levels of understanding that will help guide you through your entire life in a new level of understanding, with a new level of compassion for the planet, and with a new level of vision that will allow you to see things that never existed before. So let's get into it. So the first thing is that we need to understand the past. Everything that has happened in your entire life in the past has always happened in the now moment. And every time some event happened that maybe caused you to react in a certain way out of fear or negativity or joy and happiness, whatever happened left a genetic imprint in your DNA, in your genes, and the way that that is expressed is through your emotions. And whenever you have that experience and it's brought in through your eyes, through your visual sensory input, it triggers an electrochemical vibrational impulse that cascades through the entire body, triggering feeling and emotion. And they say that emotion is like a glue, and neurons that fire together wire together. Let's say that out loud together. Neurons that fire together wire together, right? So we need to know this. It's important because in the past, everything that has happened up until this moment right now has left an imprint on your neural architecture. So every time that you've thought a thought and it triggered a feeling, it has left an imprint on your body. And so we need to become aware that right now in this moment, whatever you're feeling, whatever the feelings that you're having right now, I'm going like this, I'm like, whatever you're feeling right now is a reflection of all of the things that have happened in the past. And so if you're feeling something that's like anything other than extremely in ecstatic bliss and joy and happiness, if you're there, that's great, and that's what you've been feeling up until now. But if you're feeling emotions that are like uneasy, fear, negativity, doubt, insecurity, whatever it may be, if you're feeling those emotions, that is a reflection of the thoughts and feelings and emotions that you've been conditioning into your body in the past. And so we just want to become aware of that. We want to become aware of all of those emotions that have made their way down through the visual sensory, through the auditory sensory, through all these sensory inputs. We take in data, and we allow, the moment that we allow that information to affect our body, fight or flight, we have it's that information goes past the conscious mind, the present mind, the awareness mind, the mind that watches the thoughts. It goes past that and straight into the subconscious mind, which is the mind in the body, the emotional body, the pain body. Now, Eckhart Tolle talks about the pain body in the book The Power of Now. He says that the pain body is it's the summation of all of the emotions and pain that the body has held on to over the years. And we become deeply identified with the pain body as being part of who I am, right? It's like, oh, I am this way because of all these things that have happened to me in the past, right? And so we keep reciting that story over and over again, right? It becomes part of who I am, right? And then you're all of a sudden, the affirmations, your I am powerful, I am strong, is like, I am hurt because of this past person or because of this relationship or whatever it may be, right? So we need to become aware of all the things that have happened in the past in order to mend these karmic wounds. Now, I want to talk a little bit about karma. So I'm going to Google karma for you guys. So In Hinduism and Buddhism, karma is the sum of a person's actions in this and previous states of existence, viewed as deciding their fate in future existences. So it's the summation of a person's actions in the past, and it's viewed as deciding their future. Okay? This is where it gets weird, guys. Let's not think about karma as being like, oh, because I, didn't give that homeless person $1, now I'm going to be broke for my whole life, right? Think of it in a very literal context. Think of it this way. All of my past thoughts and emotions that have led up to this moment right now, I am embodied inside of right now. I'm reliving all those emotions. It's embodied. I am inside that body, and it's also then deciding my future experiences in this now moment. It's also determining how I'm going to feel, how I'm going to think, how I'm going to act in this moment now, and in this moment now, right? And the next moment, the next moment, the next moment. It just keeps on happening, right? So how do we heal our karmic attachments? Now, I know a lot of people who are like really spiritual, and they're like, oh, whenever I'm around too many people, I take on people's energy, right? They're these people that are called empaths, right? They're empathetic in a sense. They take on other people's energy. You don't need to do that. So how do we liberate ourselves from these karmic ties? Well, the first thing that you need to know and deeply, deeply understand this is that if you could heal yourself of karmic attachment at any point in time, it would be right now. In this moment, right now, you can make the decision to emotionally and energetically set yourself free from any karmic attachments in the past and liberate yourself into a limitless destiny of free emotion, free energy, and limitless potential that is not attached to any of emotions from the past. And it all starts right now in this moment by making a decision to no longer live in fear, to no longer let that past experience affect who you are going to be right now. And start cultivating that new state of awareness. Start cultivating that new emotion. And this is where it gets interesting, you guys, because there's an idea of transformation and then this idea of transmutation. So transmutation is the action of changing the state of being from one form to another. So transformation is transforming the way that you see the world, transforming the way that you think about karma, and then transmutation is the changing the state of being from one form to another. So what is a state of being? It's the state of emotion and energy and identification of understanding. It's a state of feeling, deciding that you're going to cut ties to that past emotional bondage and making the decision to start feeling whole, start feeling fulfilled. Now, in my life, I was actually able to apply this concept because many of you know I've expressed before that I had a very traumatic childhood abuse. And for my entire life, I held onto that emotion. And that emotion and that experience was bound into me in a genetic way. Like it was bound into my genes, like it was holding on to me. It would stop me from truly expressing what it is that I wanted to express. And after years of doing the work and healing the wounds of trauma and doing those things, whatever was calling me to heal, whether it be talking to somebody, going and forgiving somebody, connecting with those people who were involved, going and seeing a shaman, or going to a spiritual gathering, whatever it was, or maybe just taking some time for self-love. Over a process of doing that, I was able to transform my perspective and transmute my emotional body to then be wired epigenetically, to be wired neurochemically, to be able to embody a higher level of emotion And I transmuted from an old state of being into a new, higher and greater expression of myself. Do you see the beauty in this? Do you see that process? Because one of the things that I've noticed in my coaching practice is that a lot of times people are really standing, they come to me and they say, I've got this problem. I want to achieve some great thing, right? And then we say, okay, well, what's holding you back from doing it? And then we discover, well, oh, it's this person, right? Or, oh, it's this thing that happened back here. And because of that, this is who I am now. This is the problem that I'm holding on to. And what we discover by working around that is that sometimes the biggest challenge or the biggest fear or the biggest blockage that we have is the key to helping us break through. And it's facing it. It's dealing with it. It's forgiving it. And in Hawaii, we have this practice called ho'oponopono, and it's the spiritual practice of forgiveness. And the moment that you make the decision to take off the mindset, the box of the ego, right? We take that box off and we pull out that wound, this this big, fat, bloody wound, right? And we set it, we hold it here, and we say, you know what, like, I love you, and I'm grateful for the learning and the experiences that, you've gotten me here for, And I'm grateful for everything that you've taught me and all of the shit and garbage that you've shown me that I don't want in my life. But I now want you to know that I'm sorry for holding on to you. I'm sorry for continuing to nurture this idea, and I'm sorry for continuing to condition you into my body, but I want to set you free. Right? Just like that. And we get to explore and experiment with different healing practices and different, morphogenetic strategies. And for the luminaries in training, for the Jedis in training, for the light workers and the healers, this is the biggest opportunity for you in your life, because it all starts right here. And the moment that you do this work, everything around your world shifts, because we transform our perspective, we transform our paradigm, then we transmute into a higher level of being, and then we see the world through new eyes. Suddenly, we see opportunities that never existed before. They were always there. They were just waiting for you to discover them. But we just needed to go on that rite of passage, to embark on that journey of self-transformation, to face our demons, to face our dragons, and to fully stand in our power as luminaries, lighting the path of darkness with our consciousness right now in this moment, and every step of the way becoming more powerful, becoming more present, radiating that new state of being. And that is where shit starts to get real weird, my friends. That's when the phone calls start to come in. That's when the emails start to come in. That's when the synchronicities start to unfold effortlessly, and things start happening as if you feel like you're living in a movie. It feels as if everything is magical happening around you, and you start to experience those ecstatic levels of bliss and joy and profound, awe-inspiring moments of revelation, knowing that everything that has happened in the past, all that karma, happened for a reason, to get you here now. So feel it, breathe it, face it, and whatever you do, don't not do it. And the only time that you can start is right meow.